Hi, my name is Phil Bradley, and this is the second of my videos on websites to inform, amaze, amuse, and entertain you. As with last time, I'm using the Symbaloo start page to provide a collection of the links to the different places that I'm going to. If you're interested in Symbaloo itself, have a look at my previous video for more details. The first one that we're going to take a look at is finding pension contact details. This is one specifically for people in the UK. If you've lost details on a particular pension that you think that you've had in the past, you can simply go to Start Now. You can choose to search for a workplace or a personal or a civil service pension. So let's go for a workplace pension. Click Continue. Choose the employer's name or the pension scheme. Choose the one that's of interest to you, and then you'll get the details directly from there. Nice, simple, quick, very effective. The second one that we're going to take a look at is called Inspirational. It's basically an artificial tool that will create an inspirational quote for you with a background image. Sometimes these are very funny, sometimes they're really peculiar, sometimes they're quite thought-provoking. So let's just take a look at two or three of them. If you really seek contact with the dead, a way to start can be to dream. It's quite profound. Socialism is not to build, but to embrace. And how do you know that your hero isn't a venture capitalist? Once you've got one of these that you like, you can download it, you can get the URL for it, or you can share it on Twitter or Facebook. The next one that's up is called Slidebean. It's a presentation software package. There are some freebie templates, and there are others that you can actually pay for once you've taken out a subscription. But if we have a look at one, we have a meeting one here. We can edit this. There are all of the different options here. We can just change the title. That's changed up here. We can play with things like the agenda, images, items like this. We can change the design elements. We can add content. We can change the theme. We can change the palette colors. And we can also change the font. So it's a really useful and effective way of getting some really good ideas behind creating interesting and new presentations. Next up is a tool called Canva, which allows you to create different designs for posters or flyers or for social media. So let's have a look at a card. So various different cards here. We can then go in and change the elements, so we can add in a photograph, for example, and we can resize and play around with that as we need to. We can change the text, we can add in headings and subheadings as we need to, and then when we've got the image the way that we want it, we can then share it or we can download it. Next up is one called Padlet, and what Padlet is essentially a way of creating a post-it note board. We can choose the title of it, we can give it a description, we can change the background wallpaper. Once I'm happy with what I've got, we can click Next. I can set a privacy level for the board that I've created, and once I'm happy with that, I can simply just click anywhere to create whatever it is that I would like to. Once I've got one of these, I can then allow other people to add material. They can add attachments, they can add videos, they can add in photographs, they can add in links and notes and so on. So the way in which you could use something like this would be if you wanted some suggestions. So it's a nice different way of doing a suggestion box. If you wanted to have a roundup at the end of a discussion session, for example, you could create a board and allow people to add in the things there that were of interest to them. So it's a very simple, very straightforward, basically an electronic post-it note board. The next one on the list is Pick for Carto, and it's basically a way of looking at images in a particular location as found on tools such as Flickr, for example. So we can see how many pictures have been added to particular parts of the map. We can click on those pictures. They're being gathered from places like Flickr, OpenStreetMap, and so on. And we're now going to be looking at the images that we can see and the way in which that photograph was taken. Then move on to the next. Not terribly exciting images, but there we go. So these are all images of that particular place in London. Let's try somewhere else. Oxford Circus. We don't have very much control over what the images are. They just appear as they appear. But it's a nice way that you've got of seeing what images are being taken at a particular period of time. Next one up, looking for a new book to read. Basically what this tool does is it gives you the opening page or so of a particular story. If you read it and you're interested, intrigued by it, you can click to reveal the title and the author, and then if you like that, you can then go off and buy a copy of it. You can choose particular genres to work with, and so we're now getting again a bit more information about the first page or so in the book. Click there and we're now getting some information about that particular title. So it's quite a fun way of kind of anonymously finding different books to read. If you're looking for free space to store your files and your images and documents and so on, have a look at Daegu. This allows you to have 100 gigabytes backup in the cloud. You download the software and then, like Dropbox, you will simply upload to their cloud as you need to. So if you're looking for a good storage solution, this looks like a good one. This one's an interesting one. It's great for checking fake news and for authentic quotes. So what you can do is you can enter a name or a topic. You can choose the quote that's of interest to you, and it will tell you if the quote is real, and it will show you the creditable source that the quote was pulled from. So it's a very nice, very quick way of checking to see if a quote is real or made up. The last one that we'll take a look at is ambient music. This allows you to create your own ambient audio atmosphere. So if we take a look at something that's already in existence on a ship at sea, we're then going to get the sound coming up. So I've taken off the music. I can change the number of times that the seagulls will call. And I can change things around exactly as I wish to. So that's ambient music. All of the links will be in below in the comments. I hope you found that to be an interesting roundup of 10 different websites and that you found something useful there, or something at least to entertain or amuse you. So until the next one, thanks very much and goodbye.